Movie night with JL Media. We are back at Hamilton 16 IMAX. Good, rich, quality theaters is where we're doing it. Mr. Mitch Ross, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you, Johnny?
I am excited about this movie.
Me too.
Dark Tower.
Me too. Super excited.
How did it do last night? We just opened last night.
I did okay. This is back to school week, so that always causes some rough seas in the movie theater business, but people seem to like it, and it's cool.
I wonder if that's what's causing my technical difficulties this evening.
Rough seas?
Back to school. I don't know. But that happens, right?
Sure.
It happens. That's what they say. We have a very interesting panel tonight. To my right, Mr. Dan Stevens, part of the JL Media Today team.
Hey. How we doing, Johnny?
An all-around good guy?
Try to be.
All right.
That's all we can do, right? Try.
I'm in marketing, so this is what I do, right? To his right is the lovely and vivacious Miss Jen Carmichael.
Hello.
Jen is one of our favorite boudoir photographers in Indiana.
Welcome back, Jen.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I specifically requested to be with you tonight, Mitch.
Awesome.
That's a true story right there.
Yes, it is.
That is a true story. And to her right is Miss Heather Woods of Into the Woods by Heather.
Hey, Johnny.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
The Dark Tower, Mitch.
Yes, sir.
One of Stephen King's best.
I mean, I love Dark Tower. I haven't read the whole series. I kind of fell away from it for a little while there, but I want to go back and reread it. I had a beautiful copy of the original book, and it had all the paintings by the, acclaimed artist Michael Whelan, who was famous for doing a lot of science fiction and fantasy covers in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
And he had done individual paintings for different scenes of the movie, and they inserted them into this book that I had, and I lost it at some point. It was so gorgeous.
That sounds really cool.
I have those.
Oh, my gosh. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I have the first 4 that are done like that.
That's cool. Are they like a paperback or a hardcover?
No, they're a paperback, but they've got the inserts of like every 3 or 4 chapters, a special like painting thing.
Yeah, really neat. Mine was a paperback too, like a kind of like almost a trade paper kind of thing. Yeah, really neat. But I always thought that first book was particularly good.
I want to say my favorite's probably 4.
Okay, is that Wastelands?
No, I don't think so.
The one with the
it's
train?
The one with the train. Yeah, Blame the Train.
All right. Yeah, cool series. And I actually was. Do you ever read The Talisman?
I've read almost every Stephen King book.
Okay.
I am a Stephen King lover.
See, I was up to a point, with the reading. I think I grew out of it, the reading, not Stephen King, because he's still phenomenal, before The Dark Tower. And
Dark Tower's, that's 20-some years old. Come on, Johnny. When did you stop reading? When you were 6?
Yeah, we're talking about the 80s. I'm old. Oh, thank you. I just
See
made a
what you
connection.
did there?
Well, her husband's here, so I can't flirt with her, but...
My sexy husband.
Oh, God. Here we go. He is a sexy man, I've got to say that. But speaking of sexy, let's take a break from the Dark Tower real quick. How are things going in the boudoir world?
They are great. I actually came straight from 2 sessions. Shy Sharp, you may know her.
Yeah.
She was my makeup artist today. We've been doing a lot of outdoorsy things. I've been doing a couple neat, we call them flower-only sessions. So you come with nothing but flowers, and we just strategically place flowers around your naked body, and it makes wonderful, beautiful pictures.
Go full on American Beauty.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I like her.
Yeah. I'm
going to have to get my wife involved in some of these pictures.
I think everyone's wife should be involved in these pictures.
I'm so for that.
I was over here doing some stuff, and she said naked bodies, and I just looked right over there.
I don't have the guts for that one.
I showed up with a bag of flour, and she sent me home and said I didn't understand the purpose of her art.
We're not making cake.
We're not making cake.
But we can if you want to.
How long have you been doing boudoir, Jen?
I've been doing it as pretty much only boudoir for about 5 years now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so how many women are actually very self-conscious when they first get there?
Every single one.
Really?
Yes, there is not a single woman that has come to
I
me
wouldn't
her
guess
first
that.
time and not been self-conscious of some part of her body or nervous as to what is about to happen.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down, Heather. Heather, how are things in your world, dear?
Going good.
Going good. How's the body, butter?
It's producing like crazy. I can't keep up. I really can't.
That's a good
I just
problem to
made
have.
another batch, and I'll go home and put that stuff together for other orders that I have. So I'm staying busy.
That's
Busy
very cool.
enough for me these days. So
That is very cool. And we are back up now. We are live finally. Took us a few minutes.
Woo!
We had some
Hey!
issues. I apologize if you guys are just tuning in, but you know how it goes. You can have a wonderful plan, and someone's going to throw a monkey wrench at it. Isn't that right, Mitch?
That's always true in my
But
experience.
we are live now, and it's movie night with JL Media, Hamilton 16 IMAX at the Goodrich Quality Theaters in a beautiful Hamilton Town Center. We are talking about Dark Tower tonight. Dan, are you a fan? I kind of pulled you on the microphone at the last minute.
That's fine. That's fine. I can pull it off with you. You know, I was always a Stephen King fan. I never really got into the Dark Tower. I was more of the later ones, but I'm interested and intrigued to watch this movie. I'd like to.
So I was into the earlier stuff, you know.
Okay. Well,
And again,
age gap.
This one I yes, he's younger than I am and better looking. I'm contracted to say that since he signed on with us.
Got my money's worth right there.
You know, I didn't read Dark Tower. I didn't read it. I think the last thing I did was Misery, and I'm not sure how far out of the timeline I am
that was
there.
the last Stephen King book I read was Misery.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like to read. It makes me tired.
Jen, as a Stephen King fan, the book to movie ratio, which do you think is better? Which do you enjoy more?
Well, in
That's-
accordance with most Stephen King movies, they're terrible. The movies are terrible.
That's tough. I mean, there's
no,
a couple
they're
of
unless you're
no.
going.
I mean, it's a tough comparison because like books are like they're making a 2-hour movie for it. It is 1,100
Yes,
pages
and
long.
it
It
is
looks
epic.
phenomenal, though.
It does
It
look
is
really
just
good.
It's one of those books that, like with the Dark Tower, this is 7 books, 8 books, depending on who you talk to, long, and they're gonna squeeze a lot into this hour and a half.
It's short.
Yeah, it says. I think it's
Part 1 is
just
short.
an hour and a half as it's running.
That's not very long at all.
So is
Yeah.
this like the start of the book series?
Yeah.
or-
Mitch, can you?
I can't elucidate on that. But from the trailer, I can tell you it doesn't because the book starts out with a kind of not really the origin, but following the gunslinger around through the wasteland.
Yes, the first book, the gunslinger's in his land, but then looking at this movie,
I mean, he doesn't meet Jack until the kid
yeah,
until later.
Yeah,
so
much later.
I don't know what they're doing. I mean, you have to make choices cinematically, so it's tough to say. This is definitely one I'm looking forward to watching. I love Idris Elba, and Matthew McConaughey is on a roll right now, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like they've taken care to do big action, and I think I was afraid they were going to leave the kid out of the story.
I thought they were too, and I really hoped, I wanted to see Oi really bad, but I'm guessing Oi's not in this at all.
Yeah. So
Where they finally got a director from Denmark. He was the third one to step up, but some big names were in front of him. J.J. Abrams was scheduled to do it from, I think, 2007 to 2009, and there were some issues there to where he didn't get it done. And then Ron Howard.
Yeah, I remember the Ron Howard
He-
debacle.
He came on board about 2010, pulled out in 2015, but stayed on as a producer. So his name is still on the thing.
well, one of the guys wanted to just turn it into a long form TV series, a la
Yeah.
Game of Thrones or something, which I still think is a good idea.
Oh, I think to be honest, that would be the best way to do something like that.
I believe I also read that they were going to do something like that. It's in production now or is about to start production.
Maybe so. That makes sense.
If not, send your cards and letters to Dan.
They got a fan club.
I think I read that. I'm not. Well, it's Wikipedia, so you know how it goes. Take it for what it's worth, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir.
Jen, is there a favorite movie, Stephen King?
My favorite Stephen King movie, I think, would be Pet Sematary.
Oh, yeah.
Good choice.
That movie's
Yeah.
scary.
I remember I read the
I haven't
book when I
watched
was
that
like
in
12, and I watched the movie, and my cat died like immediately after, and
Oh, no.
I knew that cat was going to come back. I just knew it.
What do you think of part 2? Pet Cemetery 2.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
You can never reach the first one.
Jen, do you have a favorite book of Stephen King?
My favorite book is Insomnia, Stephen King's Insomnia, which, if you're a big Stephen King fan, it has some Dark Tower ties to it. And some people consider it another Dark Tower book.
I mean, I guess technically The Stand has ties. I mean, the Talisman is directly tied because that's the world he steps into. But I was trying to think of what the timeline was. When does Randall Flagg first appear in his books?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, he's in The Stand, he's in Insomnia, he's in
Yeah.
The Talisman, he's in... I don't know. There's
Just
all
curious.
those Stephen King
Food for thought.
concordiums that study it all.
I didn't even know there was a series. I was telling you this before. Until we signed on for this, to do this film, I didn't know there was a series. I saw the book, the cover, and I didn't read it when I was younger. But I did not know there was a whole series.
Yeah. There's 7 main books. There's The Wind in the Keyhole, which is a book that lands between 3 and 4, I believe, in the Dark Tower series. It's kind of like Roland telling Jake a story. And that's what that book is.
Gotcha. That is Jen Carmichael. You got anything coming up that you can tell us about?
Oh, we are
You're a
due.
bourgeois photographer, and you won't let me in your private group to see these pictures, so I live through vicariously through you.
I'm in the group.
Heather is, yes. We just had a bathhouse, an outdoor bathhouse
I
built
love
on the property.
that.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
I saw the picture of your husband in it. That's
My freaking sexy ass husband in that bathtub. And not only that, he completely decorated the bathhouse himself.
Really?
It looks so pretty.
And it's just gorgeous. So what we do is we take the women out into the outdoor bathhouse, fill it with flowers and
that
water.
was the actual thing that made me kind of go, now
Yeah.
I kind of want to just a little bit.
We've done a milk bath in it, just beautiful stuff, and it's just gorgeous because anything with naked women in a bathtub is.
Could we do a PBR band?
You bring the beer, I ain't supplying it. I don't make enough money for that.
That's funny.
That is very cool. Heather, what's going on Into the Woods?
Oh.
Or in the woods with you?
I've been staying really busy. I just got a bunch of products in to focus more on kids. A lot of the kids these days, parents and doctors have them on medication for ADD and ADHD, and so I'm making roller balls to help the kids calm and focus, and instead of meds. It's a lot better for 'em.
Rollerballs.
Yeah.
Could you explain this a little bit? Because I have
Kristen
no idea.
has one in her pocket. Kristen. She's got one in her
Tell-
pocket.
tell
She
us
brought
what
with
these
her.
tell us what these balls do.
So they
Oh,
have
okay. It's a little, yeah.
coconut oil and essential oils in them, and you just roll them on. You can roll it on your wrist, your chest, your temples, behind your ears.
So it's not for the aroma that helps you. It's the actual
can,
chemical on your
but-
skin?
Well, both ways, yeah.
Okay.
You can get a little bit from the smell of it, and
Yes. Yeah.
some of them are a little bit stronger than others.
I bet your house smells interesting. You do all this at your house.
Well,
You
last night it smelled like bug spray because I made bug spray because I can't keep that. People
Right.
are buying it as quick as I'm making it.
Now,
Hi,
her-
Mitch. My
and they
name's
love
Dan.
it.
Hey, Dan, I don't know about you, but I'm chill as fudge.
Oh, that is very cool. Do you got anything new coming out?
Not really.
Okay.
Can't really think of anything.
Anything on the horizon that you're planning for down the road? Or?
I am gonna work on getting an Etsy shop put up soon.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's been baby steps since I've been injured, but it's getting there. Slowly, but it's getting there.
Slowly, but it's getting there.
Yeah, and I'm staying busy, so that's good.
That is wonderful.
And I don't have to stay in my bed to make product anymore.
I'm glad to hear that.
That's good. It's good to see you walking around tonight. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was walking around without that cane for a minute there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, speedy recovery, darling. We love you.
I love you guys.
Moving out with JL Media. I guess this portion of the show is going to be brought to you by Sam Ash. Get over there to Sam Ash in Castleton for all your musical needs and tell them that JL Media sent you.
I almost spent all my money there the other day.
All of it?
All my damn money. I didn't have enough money to spend.
Your own band? Were you
What's
getting
going
all
on
your
with you now?
equipment?
I want to, my daughter, my daughter pilfered my favorite guitar. She took my favorite guitar. And then when she's listening to like some terrible pop music that she loves, she likes to throw on the guitar and pretend she's rocking out, which is amazing. But I want her to have her own damn guitar.
Not my
And give me
favorite
back.
guitar.
It's like a Fender Strat. I put like special equipment on it. And
Oh,
hard.
that's not a toy.
It's nice. It's a really nice guitar.
That's not a toy.
And I'm like, man. But, I love her, and I don't want to discourage her to have a musical
So
interest.
you buy her very own.
That's the plan.
So you get the favorite one back.
So it's like, how fancy a guitar do I get a kid? And it's like, I know it's going to get thrown around. Like,
Oh, sure.
They've got starter sets over there, brother. You can buy a little amp and a guitar.
it's got to
for
be red.
very
I got to get
reasonable.
her a red guitar.
They have red ones, I promise you, over at Sam Ash in
So,
Castleton.
Yeah, but they were super helpful and understood my plight and were trying to help me out. And they were doing a big sale at the time, so it was cool.
Very
Nice,
cool.
very nice guys down there.
Did you throw our name around?
I did.
Perfect. You get your 15% off.
Like I said, I think they were going to give me more than that, but
Ah, that's our folks over there in
They-
Castleton.
they're
Check
amazing
them out.
guys.
Not just musical instruments. I mean, recording gear and pretty much anything you can think of. Music lessons. They have pretty
Speaking
much
of.
everything.
Speaking of, I'm going to go up there and learn how to play the bass.
You should.
I know. I just,
You look like a bass player.
well, thank you. He's usually the best one in the band, right?
In his
Right?
opinion,
Yep.
absolutely.
Exactly.
And they get all the good chicks.
Exactly. Hasn't been a while. It's been a while since I've had a really good chick. I've had a wife for a while, but
Oh, my God.
And
I love
you're
you,
on the
Christy.
couch tonight.
that's all right. My back will feel better.
Ooh, Christy, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm telling you.
I don't know. She said she was going out to dinner, so she may not even be listening right at the moment.
Was
the
it?
moment.
Was
She'll
it
listen right with me
Was
next
it-
to her.
We're going to
Dinner.
tag it.
Yeah, exactly.
dinner?
We'll tag the show when it comes out. Make sure she hears it. It is Moving Out with JL Media right here at Hamilton 16 IMAX. Mitch, tell us what's going on here at the theater.
Man, I got so much going on. I actually don't have. I'm looking at my list. I don't have time to talk about all of it. There's a couple things. We got a great lineup for Flashback. We're doing Top Gun this week, then Jurassic Park, Smokey and the Bandit,
Oh.
Airplane, and then the one I'm probably the most excited about, although I love every movie on this list, a whole bunch, especially Smokey and the Bandit, which is a new love.
Yes.
But Unforgiven. We're doing Unforgiven
Really?
the first week of September, and that's like one of my favorite movies ever.
You know, I saw the list when it came out, and I said, okay, these movies like so far apart in years. I couldn't believe it. And then I looked at them like, well, no, they're not. I was thinking Unforgiven was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's longer than that.
A lot longer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
One of the things I want to talk about, Goodrich Quality Theaters actually owns a drive-in in Huntington, Indiana.
I did not know this.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
I
about an
love
hour and a half away
drive-ins.
from my location. And on August 19th, from 7 to 11 p.m., we're doing our third annual old-fashioned barbecue. There's going to be pulled pork, ribs, and of course some drive-in fun. It's a twin screen drive-in in Huntington. I don't know if you guys ever been to Huntington. It's a gorgeous little sleepy little town.
I've been through it.
Yeah, it's cool. Kind of on the way to Fort Wayne there, and yeah, so they'll be out there barbecuing and having pork and ribs and stuff. So I highly recommend if you're
When is-
hankering to get to a drive-in, head out to our location in Huntington.
When is that?
That would be August 19th.
Okay, I grew up in a very small town in South Georgia, and the drive-in just had one theater. How does a twin screen work?
One on
at a
either
drive-in?
side of the lot.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very cool. They share the same convenience stand and
Yeah. Yep. And they got a cool little concession stand there. You can
Concession
get
stand.
burgers and dogs and nachos and all the usual
very
stuff. They
cool.
got fryers.
See, I grew up going to the one in Claremont. It's right across from IRP.
Oh, the Starlight? Is that what it's called?
It's
Oh,
gone
okay.
now. It's
Is
been
it?
gone for a long time, but they
Was it-
put us in our footy pajamas when we were kids, and we'd all go to the drive-in.
was it a dual screen? The two screens like he's talking about, one on either side?
I don't think it was. I think it was only one,
I got to be honest with you, Mitch. I
unless
never
they
knew that
added one
existed.
over the years.
The one my parents used to take me to in California when I was a little kid had like 5. It was in a
Wow.
giant circle. It was huge.
There's not very many open anymore. I know Tibbs is still
Tibbs,
open.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool to do it, and it works off the FM receiver in your car, and so it's
fun.
It's nice. And we've upgraded the technology. They have digital projection and stuff, so the picture's real clear and bright, and it's we're having a lot of fun with it. I'm glad it's an acquisition we made because it's turning out well.
That is wonderful.
Other stuff we have going on. August 26th, we're showing the Mayweather and McGregor fight.
Really?
Yep. Starting at 9 o'clock, probably go till pretty late, I imagine.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What day was that?
That is August 26th at 9 p.m.
Dan is mouthing some stuff to us. So,
I want to say that's a Saturday.
Live show
Yeah, it is.
from here on that night.
On that
I
night.
can
That
imagine
would
it-
be amazing.
I can imagine it getting wild in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about how wild that's
Want
gonna
it to be?
Well, I mean, I've shown fights here before,
Okay.
and usually people don't get out of hand. But one time, not at this theater, at a different theater, I showed a fight, and it escalated into being a fight. And so I've been a little bit careful about how I monitor the theaters, and we obviously have alcohol here, so we need to be careful about that. But I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for that fight.
Yeah.
I know
We've
it's
been pumped up for
so
the fight.
hyped, but
Yeah.
My opinion, no fight is. I mean, it's not gonna. It's not. It's either gonna get canceled 2 days before, or
really? You think it's
Really
just
took-
not going to happen?
either
It
that
took long
or Mayweather is just going to pummel him because it is in a boxing ring.
I mean, maybe can I just tell you my honest opinion?
Yes,
I know
please. Yes,
this is what
please.
happens, Johnny. We're always off the reservation, but there is no way. I just can't see Mayweather taking a chance like that. I can't see him opening himself up.
He's 49-0. He's not gonna.
Everybody's
He's
been
not gonna
waiting
take one
for
loss.
this moment.
He's not gonna take that one loss now. Not from somebody.
That's
from
what I'm
outside
saying.
the
I don't think
sport,
he's gonna.
no.
I don't think he's gonna take a risk. He's not gonna be throwing haymakers out there. He can't do it.
No. Well, when's the last time he knocked somebody out?
Besides one of his girlfriends?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been a while.
See.
Oh, we're going there now.
Been a
okay.
while.
Yeah. Well,
Truth.
He
It is
did.
true.
he's not going to get
So
Dad of the Year award. That's
What
for
are the
sure.
ramifications for pulling out of a fight like that?
Millions and
Uh,
millions
well,
of dollars.
Yeah, look
they
how much
won't
money
pull
they
out.
would
There's
lose.
too much. Yeah, there's too much there.
But look who's the promoter. It's Money Mayweather. You
Yeah.
know, it's Team Mayweather.
Sure.
That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Moving out with JL Media. We're not doing the fight tonight, though.
No, we're not.
I'm fighting these technical difficulties over here, but we are hammering on.
Oh, a couple other things, Johnny, real quick. I'll be fast, I promise.
Go ahead.
GoodrichQualityTheaters.com. One thing I noticed on our website is we got some really cool giveaways on there. We also post about these on our Facebook page, but right now we're showing the movie Detroit. There's a really cool gift pack related to Detroit you can enter to win. It comes with headphones, a turntable. There's a Dark Tower gift pack. It comes with like a satchel and a canteen and some other cool stuff.
No guns, though.
No
You're not-
guns.
You're not giving away guns. Okay.
Well, I asked. But that's where you'll find all our information, including our listing for the Metropolitan Opera Live and our regular events. Like we're doing Newsies. Everybody remember Newsies with Christian Bale?
Certainly.
We're doing the Newsies Broadway show that Disney's putting on. That's actually this week. Tomorrow at 12:55 and on August 9th at 7 o'clock. So we got a ton of stuff on there. Are there any drum corps fans in here?
Sure.
Sure. We're also doing the Drum Corps International Big Loud and Live 14. That's on August 10th at 6:30.
I bet that'd be really cool.
It's pretty awesome, and we get we usually get around 100 to 150 people to watch it from here.
That's
so
pretty
people
cool.
really dig it. Yeah, should be fun.
Them guys can get down, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And what kind of crowd is that comes to see the drum corps?
It's everybody. I mean, I can't tell you how many of my kids that are working right now are band geeks.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the best employees you're ever going to have are in a band, which means they have terrible availability for like 2 months a year. But they're awesome. You can't wear them out. Those the band kids, the kids who work marching band,
Man, they work
have-
their asses off.
they do more calisthenics than all the sports
yeah.
combined.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
With
It's-
less head
it's
drama.
Really crazy.
Yeah.
Less head trauma.
Yeah.
Maybe that was my problem.
One of the many. You have a sports past yourself.
What, me?
Yeah.
A little bit of one.
You want to let's talk about that for a minute?
Well,
We're filling time right now before we get back on the Dark Tower.
Okay, well,
He wrote
I played.
ponies.
Before we turn it back over to Jen.
No, I played football at Ron Colley on the South Side.
Uh-huh.
99 state champs. So got to throw that out.
No.
Yeah.
Woot.
Only team to beat Moeller in Indiana that time.
All right.
What year was that?
99.
Wasn't that when Unforgiven came out?
Unforgiven's before 99, bro. I think it's 94, right?
I'm not sure. Right off my
Year I graduated from high school?
Was it?
94. I was 95.
God, I'm old.
I graduated early. Yeah, I know.
I was waiting for a punchline there.
No.
Okay.
No.
I would have been earlier, but my teachers went on strike. My high school was poor.
Did you have anything to do with that?
No, but funny story, I was mad about it. I was mad at the teachers for using me as leverage. So I got a hold of the Chicago Sun-Times and gave a scathing indictment of my teachers, and they published it, and all my teachers read it.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Lots of head slaps in the classroom.
Oh, my
It's
bet.
like someone read it, made me read it in front of the class. Like, it was bad. Anyway.
Now is that how it all began? And led
Having
you
a big
down-
mouth?
Led you
I
down the
think-
path?
I think it was a big mouth before that, unfortunately. But-
Moving out with JL Media right here at Hamilton 16 Hamilton 16 IMAX. Going to give a quick shout out to Habitat for Humanity of Hamilton County. Jason and Jason over there at the Restore will take care of you. Go check them out if you need to donate something, if you need something. Pretty sure they got it there. Need something for your house. They just finished a build, I believe in Fishers, the big build they were talking about. They were
Yeah.
just celebrating that build.
Yeah, we need to get them back out, man.
Is
Their organization is so important. They provide such a
Thursday-
major service. you know?
Thursdays look better for them. Fridays is rough.
Okay.
And we are down to the last two shows. In September, we are going to Thursday night and on through the 2018 season. Well, the whole year we'll be doing Tuesday nights as well. We're moving to Tuesdays, Heather.
Thursdays.
Thursday.
Thursdays.
Oh, my God, I'm sitting here saying
What
Tuesday.
the hell? I'm like, Tuesday?
I got a big meeting
What
Tuesday.
happened to
and-
Thursday?
Yeah, we're doing Thursdays. You know, I'm live, so I probably should say it again. Right, we're going to Thursdays, y'all. It's really that
So
simple.
what day? When? What?
September. Starting in September. Did you just snort?
I did.
I heard it
Starting in
somewhere.
September of this year, we are going to Thursday nights.
Okay.
No Tuesdays. Thursdays nights.
I
and
need to
all
know.
through 2018. I did get 2018 correct, didn't
I don't,
I? Okay. Thursday nights when we're going to be doing it. So maybe we can get the
not
Jasons back
Tuesdays,
out
Thursdays.
on a Thursday night. No, they're not going to sponsor us anymore. I keep messing up like this. Technical difficulties, and I don't know the difference between Tuesday and Thursday. And
They start with
Yeah.
a T.
I'm a professional too, Dan. This is what's so sad about
That's
this
good.
right here.
That's good.
But
That's
it
why
is-
people like to listen to you.
It is the Dark Tower. Jen, do you know anything about this director they have from Denmark?
I don't
I-
know anything, but I've tried to keep myself so far away from this movie because I don't want to be disappointed. I just love the book so much.
But you have your tickets now, so
I
mean,
do. We actually thought about not seeing it and instead seeing Planet of the Apes, but we're gonna see it.
Arcel. Nikolaj Arcel? Something like, I always get the names wrong, so I'm
I
saying
don't
that's
know.
wrong. But he's
Bless
from
you.
Denmark. He's won a couple of awards in Denmark, and this is the biggest thing he's done thus far. But with Ron Howard as a producer, you know he was hanging around giving pointers.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be like a visually exciting movie.
Trailers look phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean, Matthew McConaughey now is the type of actor that has FU money. So
Exactly.
he just, if he didn't want to do it, he wouldn't have done it. So like, you kind of got to be like, well, it's got to be something to it, or he wouldn't have signed on.
Sure. Mitch, do you see this as a one and done? Or since it's about a series, it's intertwining a couple of different books in the series, do you see them doing a couple of them?
Oh no, this is they definitely. I mean, you can tell by the length. They shot more than. I would bet any money that they shot more than one.
Already? You think so?
Sure, it's just too much content. To
Right.
they have a franchise. They can build it. It's just a matter of getting their ducks in a row so they can do it. This guy did. He was one of the director was one of the writers on Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That's why his name sounded familiar.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Very cool, especially the European one.
He's done some co-writing. Yeah, he's won a couple of awards. He's nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, Academy Award. Nominated.
Yep. I haven't seen any of his other movies. That doesn't mean he's bad. Just means he's new.
Does not mean it's bad. This is just biggest thus far.
Yes, sir.
And again, it looks phenomenal. Why did you think it was going to ruin it for you, Jen?
It's just that the Dark Tower, if you've read it, it's like one of the most phenomenal series. I guess it could be because I grew up. Like, I was lucky that when I got into it, 4 books were already published. Because, like, from the first book to the 4th book, it's kind of like if you like Game of Thrones and you read the books, like, you're like, when the F is he going to put out another book? Because there's like 20 years between books. So when I started reading The Dark Tower, thankfully there were already 4 out. Then the next year the 5th one came out. Then the next year the 6th and the 7th. So I kind of got to read it all really fast, where some people had to read it, wait 15 years, read another one.
Yeah.
So I feel like I kind of grew up reading it and got excited. My parents would get me, like, they got me the 4 set with all the paintings in it one Christmas. But it's just such a beautiful story. The characters, you learn so much about them that I'm just afraid an hour-and-a-half movie that I've heard spans a couple books isn't going to...
Yeah, that's not very long.
Yeah, I think it's going to make me really sad. When I read a little bit just about it, it said that 2 of the main characters, Susanna and Eddie, aren't in it. And those are like everything in the books. They're main characters. It's like, how can you not put the rest of the quartet in it?
Did the trailer hurt that assumption at all? Did the trailer make it better or worse?
It made it worse for me because it looked like it was all set like in New York and I was like, no, it can't all be set there.
I think, tough thing when you talk about making movies, and it's interesting, like, the best Stephen King movies they've made, in my opinion, are by far the ones that are based on his short stories.
Yeah,
Rita
I
Hayworth.
agree 100%.
Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption's easily my favorite Stephen King writing, and that's a novella,
Yes.
And then, The Body, which they made into Stand By Me, which is also really,
Yes.
really amazing. But again, I think one of the things that happens when these guys try to take a property and make it into a movie, I think everybody wants to see the book, but some books don't lend themselves well to a visual narrative in that way. Like, you can't do a 2-hour movie of them walking to a town, just for example. And so they have to pick and choose, like, which elements of the story they maintain and at what pace they have to tell the story. And it's really tough just from I'm writing original property right now, and it's really tough to decide, like, which of your babies to kill.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of keeping that narrative, because ultimately you want people to be invested in your movie regardless of whether or not they're invested in the book. And so, it's interesting to see what they're going to do. Hopefully, they're trying to build their property, so they're doing it in such a way that they can revisit other elements of the story through flashbacks in later movies and other things. That's what I'm hoping for.
Because if you can make like 12 movies from Twilight, you can make...
Right.
You can tell the Dark Tower right.
Right. I agree.
Twilight. That was...
Sparkly vampires.
Yeah, I never...
Ruined my favorite movie monster.
I didn't understand
Thanks.
it. Well, it didn't ruin it. It was a joke is what it was. I thought it was a comedy, but it was...
There's a lot of Twilight fans out there,
You're not a Twilight fan,
though.
are you? But, oh, God.
I was a Twilight. I went and seen them all, but I can
actually got sucked right into them. And I freaking loved them.
I did too, but I can, like I said, if you can make Twilight movies, by God, you can make the Dark Tower shine. Come on.
But I didn't read the books either. If it's not on audio, nope.
My problem with Twilight is Bella. Like, I don't like her.
You just don't like Kristen Stewart.
No.
Oh.
I love her, and I've seen her in person. Like, I saw her the week that news broke that she'd been cheating on Robert Padick. Like, she was on the plane from being photographed with him, with the guy. So when I saw her, she was miserable. But, like, she was doing her best. She's at an industry thing when this news breaks, right? And she's been caught cheating on, everyone's heartthrob, right?
Oh, I feel so bad for her.
Well,
Look at me cry for Kristen Stewart.
I felt bad for her in that she's in a convention full of industry people who are all getting this crap on their phones, and she had to like keep her head up and just do her thing. And I was like, man, that's tough. And she took it like a trooper, so I was impressed.
And she cried in her dollar bills that night.
Like, probably. But yeah, like Bella, man, I don't know. Those two boyfriend girls.
Boyfriend girls.
She's got two boyfriends.
That's okay.
Do
your thing, girl.
It is okay. I'm just saying.
Okay.
A little rough on the boyfriends.
Oh my God. Dan, what horrible movie do you love?
Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
That's a wonderful movie. That's not
It is.
horrible.
Great
It is.
movie.
No, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like, no lie.
That's a thing in our family. All of us girls have always loved The Wizard of Oz.
We show it a couple times a year. Have you ever been out?
No, I seen it behind me here before
Just
I sat down.
Just
so,
a few
yeah.
minutes ago. That's why when
Okay.
you said that, I looked to see if it was still behind you.
No, I did see that up here on the thing behind me, and I do want to bring
There's
my kids to watch that up here
There's
because
a
that'd be
place
nice.
somewhere in Indiana, I do not remember where, but when Savannah was little, they do a festival every year, Wizard of Oz Festival.
Yep.
So they shut down the town pretty much.
Where's that at?
I'll have to
You
Google
will-
it.
You will let me
As
know
my brother
that.
says,
Yeah.
it's worth a Google.
You will let me know that.
And they used to bring the surviving munchkins
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it.
Because when we went, there was 2.
Yeah. I remember my sister is a huge Wizard of Oz fan. My dad took her, and she got to get the munchkins autographs.
Well, do you guys remember Hollywood Barn Filmworks?
yeah.
Yes.
My mom took Savannah to meet one of the munchkins there one time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the lollipop one.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool.
They one of the Munchkins built like a house in La Jolla, and they had it built proportionately for them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So it was. I mean, it's kind of. You drive by and you're like, you kind of double take. You're like, that is a tiny front door.
Not much resale value there.
Well, but somebody's always in it.
What do they do for their taller friends?
I mean,
Like a
I don't-
back door for them?
I mean, it's a good question, but like, then I was like, they live in a world where they have to,
Yeah.
seek accommodation from the taller world. I would definitely build if I were a little person. I would definitely build everything small and make everybody crouch down and
Yeah.
like,
Well,
Let me
Why
tell
not?
you, I love little people.
yeah.
Oh, I love little people. Love the Munchkins.
I mean, there's no way. This sounds
at least
bad.
at least they don't sparkle. So that's
Well,
a good
They
thing.
do in my eyes.
Okay.
Aw, that's so sweet.
They have a special place in my heart.
It is Movie Night with JL Media right here from Hamilton 16 IMAX. With all the technical difficulties, we are still live, and we're doing it. I'm trying to move on, Mitch. And
I'm trying not
He
to
does it. He
spit up my
does this
purple
every
pop.
time I get on, start talking. He's like, "Whoa, hold on here."
I'm worried where you're going to go. I'm really worried where you're going to go.
Cuts
Where-
Dan right off.
Probably a good thing.
Want you to come on the radio, but don't talk.
Yeah, don't say anything, too. Okay, all right.
No talking.
Jen, is there anything else that Stephen King has done lately? Is he still writing and putting out? And
Oh my goodness, that man puts out constantly.
Are we looking at any movies coming up on the
He's-
horizon?
he just puts out and he puts out and he puts out. Every time you turn around, he's putting out.
He's a busy man.
Stephen King.
He's the king in more than
I
one
saw
area.
you looking at Adam, but Stephen King is who we're talking about, right?
Yes, Adam
Okay.
puts out a lot too, though.
Okay.
Yay!
Are there any movies on the horizon? I made Jen blush. Okay.
No.
Oh.
You didn't make me blush. I'm just thinking of later when he hears this and how I'm probably not going to get any.
Boo!
Uh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Boo!
I
Yes.
doubt
It'll go
that.
one way or the other. You'll either get it even more or not at all.
Stephen King is getting ready on my sexy husband's birthday to put out It. That comes out September 8th. That's my husband and my youngest daughter's birthday.
Wow, that's
I'm
awesome.
glad you mentioned that, Jim, because we will be right back here at Hamilton 16 IMAX on a Thursday to talk about it.
Not Tuesday.
Not a Tuesday.
Did you see the trailer? The new trailer they released for it?
Yeah, it looks
fucking
Terrifying.
it looks great.
Yeah.
I remember why people are afraid of clowns. Because a lot of times people are like, I'm afraid of
But-
clowns. And I'm like, yeah, I'm afraid of Pennywise. I don't know if I'm afraid of clowns. But then I saw that trailer and I was like, I don't want to be around clowns anymore.
You know, speaking of trailers, I know it's not Stephen King, but did you see the trailer for Jigsaw?
Yes.
How do you feel about those?
Oh man, I love them.
See, I love the first one. The second one was okay, but then it just got too, I don't know.
Gory.
No, not
Stupid?
Thank you. But this one looks good.
I got sucked into.
Jigsaw.
it.
Jigsaw
I
looks
got to
good.
have a protagonist. I got to have good versus evil. My problem with where I struggle with those movies sometimes is like
Yeah, they're pretty messed up.
when they're all scumbags.
Yeah, you guys are all dickheads. Who cares if you die?
Exactly. What was it the third one? What was the one that had Donnie Wahlberg in it?
One of the many.
And it was like the only time I've ever rooted for a New Kid on the Block or a Backstreet Boy in my life. But it was the first time I can remember in one of those movies that they actually had
I don't
he
remember
played a
which one
cop
that
or something.
was.
Yes.
Like
that's
he
correct.
he was
the cop
actually
in it.
someone who had a redeemable human quality. So it makes sound very cynical, but I'm talking about Saw, so I forgive myself. What about you, Johnny? What's your you like Saw?
Again, I like the first one or two. And it just got, I'm trying to look it up here.
I think
But
it's
they all
funny.
tied into each other in some way.
Yeah, Saw
Well,
2 was Donnie Wahlberg.
The one that I thought had the funniest opening
2 and 3.
was when they have like the couple in the glass box and they've both been cheating on each other or
Oh
something,
my
and there's a
gosh,
buzz.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so funny. I just think it's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, it's pretty
I was
crazy.
like, I was glad I'm not in that box. My last words would have been like, I get caught for everything.
Oh, my God. Dark Tower. I know that you're worried about it, Jen, but is there anything that you're looking forward to, that you hope to see?
I don't think we're going to see the Man in Black naked. I would hope to see that because Matthew McConaughey is Matthew McConaughey. But I would love to hear Jake say the famous line, "Go now. There are other worlds beyond these." And I really don't think we're going to hear that either, but I hope. I wanted to see Oi. I know I'm not going to see Oi.
What do you think about Idris Elba being cast?
I don't personally. I was really taken aback by it because in the books, Roland is a very racist old white guy. That's part of the storyline. Is Susanna Dean is an African American woman that is equally racist to white people. So there's a lot of they have a lot of play with each other. At hating each other, getting on each other a lot, and then in the books that finally they break each other down and obviously stop being racist pricks. So I wasn't sure how that was going to work with Roland being who he is, because you can't really have the typical Roland with him being a young, good-looking African American.
Right. It's an interesting choice. I wonder if they made that choice so that they don't have to go down that road with the characters.
Very well could be, but
I don't know. I don't know.
I've
I don't know
always-
how I would handle that.
I've always pictured Clint Eastwood as Roland, which
Sure.
obviously that can't even be close with, I guess it could, but, the typical Clint
Right.
Eastwood style Roland. That's who I thought would be.
A young Clint Eastwood. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily young, but not Clint Eastwood today.
Outlaw Josie Wales, Clint Eastwood. The
That-
greatest Clint Eastwood of all time.
That was a good Josie Wells. That was a good Clint Eastwood.
Best movie ever.
And on the prior note, 1992 was Unforgiven.
Okay.
1992. See, I was thinking it was so much farther along. Anyway, what else is coming up here at the theater? The flashback series I love, by the way.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking forward to October. I have to mention it all the time. Halloween is coming back. 1978 version is going to be right here on the screen.
Best movie
Maybe.
Maybe. See,
Yeah.
you've had it the last 2 years. Don't do this to me, Mitch.
It's going to be a good time. Let's see, our last free summer movies coming up, August 7th to August 11th. If you are a frequent movie card member, up to 6 admissions free. This week's selection will be Sing, and those are at 10 a.m. every day. We also have tomorrow morning, for those of you with children with auditory sensitivities, people on the spectrum, we are doing our Lights Up, Sound Down, and we're showing the Emoji Movie. Those are regular ticket prices, but what we do is we turn the volume down a little bit and bring the lights up so that kids can feel a little bit more comfortable and relaxed, and
That's a
then
great
we'll
thing.
show them a
That's really
movie.
cool.
West Point Financial is our partner in that, and they actually provide, I think, up to 100 admissions free. You just have to go to their website and look it up. But I know you can sign up for that, and we get a lot of kids out. We do those about once a month, and we usually see quite a few people. So we're very grateful to be able to reach out to the community that way. The only other thing I had was Studio Ghibli, our favorite animation studio. We're showing Castle in the Sky on August 27th and August 28th. So I hope people come out for that.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm digging that. So we don't know for sure yet, of course, about October, but
No, I hope they do that. I hope they bring back. I hope we have a couple of horror movies in October. I think everybody always tries to
I think
cram
we should.
everything into the Halloween week, but I would like to have just show nothing but, trashy 80s terror movies.
I can go with that. Get a couple of Stephen King films in there as well.
Yeah. What would you do? Shining?
Definitely Shining.
Dude, Shining is so scary.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about The Shining, Jen?
So, yeah, I mean, the book is clearly just way... But I love the Shining movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the movie. That's another one that is a great movie, but then is so far away from the book that,
It's tough, right?
yeah, you're torn. So I consider them like two different things.
Heather, what's your favorite Stephen King, scariest Stephen King movie?
It really did it for me.
The TV movie? Yeah. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
It was really good.
But
I remember loving it.
I love horror movies, but even at 40 years old, I have nightmares. I don't know why.
I absolutely have
nightmares.
nightmares. I have nightmares about my own stories. How stupid is
No,
that?
I remember when Steve and I first started dating, we could watch, I don't remember what movie it was. I had to pee. I said, you need to turn on the hallway light. And he said, are you kidding me right now? I said, do I look like I'm kidding? You need to turn on the hallway light. I was not going to get up and go pee. I'm a grown adult. I wasn't going to do it. I was so scared. I don't remember what it was we watched, but it scared the piss out of me.
Literally.
You got scared.
You're safe as long as you're in bed. If your feet touch the floor, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Right?
Unless it's a ghost or a poltergeist, and then they'll throw you out of your bed.
True. Just don't get in the shower.
I'm taking Chantix right now. I'm having the craziest nightmares.
Oh, no.
You guys are just feeding the fuel. I'll tell you after the show. I had some barn burners this month.
Oh.
Jen,
You all right down there, Johnny?
No, I'm having all kind of technical difficulties tonight. It's just not. Life is just not working for me right now. But we're gonna see what happens. You loved The Shining.
I did. I love The Shining.
What did you think of the remake?
The one with the guy from Wings.
Yes.
Is that the one you're talking about? I liked that one a lot. I liked that because it was more towards the book. And I can't remember the guy's name from Wings, but I find him insanely sexy.
Thomas Hayden Church?
No.
Or the other guy from Wings?
The other guy from Wings.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
that one I thought was weirder, but I didn't think it was as scary.
But it was truer to the book, is what
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody like Maximum Overdrive?
I did.
Yes.
Maximum
It's
Overdrive is
super
amazing.
cheesy.
I love that movie.
And great.
That's just not as cheesy as Christine.
No. I think
love
it
Christine.
is.
I grew up. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to explain to my mom that I couldn't mow the lawn for them because of Maximum Overdrive.
Did they buy it?
No. I mean, I think my dad probably handed me a pair of scissors and said, son, If you don't want to use the lawnmower, you can use the scissors.
We went to the drive-in one year with my parents, and my parents know I was such a big Stephen King fan, and we went and seen Sleepwalkers, I think is what it was called. It's the one about werewolves.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sleepwalkers? And there's, in the beginning scene, it's supposed to be a mother and a son, and they start, like, making out. And my parents got so pissed off, and they just pulled out of that drive. What is this? And I was like, no, Mom, they're not really. They didn't care. They drove me straight home, and they were so mad.
You know what made me mad? You see Dreamcatcher?
Yes.
That opening
With Donnie
scene?
Wahlberg.
Is Donnie Wahlberg
Yes,
in
Donnie
Dreamcatcher?
Wahlberg is the
This is-
mentally handicapped guy.
This is 6 degrees of Donnie Wahlberg today.
Everything goes back to Donnie
But
Wahlberg.
isn't like the first 10 minutes of that movie like a guy getting eaten by a toilet monster?
Oh, well, I mean, the monster's inside him, and then it goes out of his butt and into the toilet.
Okay.
I
mean,
saw that on South Park one
I
time.
think we're
too.
splitting hairs here.
I don't know.
think it's okay to call it a toilet monster.
I'm over
I would
here.
call it a butt monster.
Okay. That's, you know what? That is
But if
Rolling
it's
turd.
outside the butt, then and in the toilet, it
It's
would
a
be
turd.
A toilet monster,
That's what
right?
it wanted to get back in, was someone else's behind.
That's
That's
a
something-
lot of turds going on.
That's something that Tums can't fix.
No.
For those of you just tuning in, I apologize. I'm not sure why the butt monster thing came up, but Sixth Sense as well. The movie The Sixth Sense. It, Donnie Wahlberg was in the first scene of it, and
I see dead people.
yeah. This is rough. What was the Stephen King movie that I thought was just insanely
Silver
stupid?
Bullet?
I think it was like it was a maybe it was a
Yeah.
TV
Silver Bullet's
movie or
cool.
something. But they were all on the airplane and they went to the
Tommy Knockers.
Thank you,
No,
Tommy
no,
Tommy
Knockers.
Knockers.
no, not
No.
the Tommy Knockers.
What is it called? It begins with a T, doesn't it?
Basically, some monsters were eating everything
yes,
behind.
and
just
it's they're
the
time
nothing-
monsters.
Yes.
They're eating the time continuum. Yeah, I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what's the cool one that Salem's Lot was pretty cool.
Salem's Lot is a pretty good one, and then I believe there was a remake of Salem's Lot that wasn't
Really?
too bad.
I remember the
there
old
was,
movie
yeah.
being pretty cool.
The-
And I remember, of course, the Dead Zone. The Dead Zone's good.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Christopher Walken.
It's a classic. It's a classic. And I love. Well, don't laugh at me. I love Salem's Lot too as well with David Soul. I think that was a great movie that's held up. The David Soul version, the original, Salem's Lot.
Okay, yeah, like my favorite scene is that, and that like haunts me, is where the little boy's floating up on the window with the
Yes.
rock, wanting to let the other little boy come in.
Mm-hmm.
That scene's amazing.
That was a very nice window for that old house too. If you notice, the rest of the house is kind of old and run down, and out and had this big, huge window. And
You got to put your money somewhere.
Hey, man,
you
it
gotta
worked.
you got to pick and choose.
it worked for me. Where can we find you online, Jen? If
You
we
can-
want to take pictures outside in your bathtub,
You can find me on Facebook at R&B Photography Indianapolis Lafayette. You can find me on Instagram at R&B Photo. You can also just look up the hashtag Get Naked Lafayette, and you can find me random places around the webs with
In the
that.
bathtub.
You know what you should do for Halloween? You should get like some red food coloring and corn syrup.
Last
Do
Halloween,
the bloodbath.
last Halloween we did Zombie Bride, so
Nice.
that was pretty cool. Julie Powers decorated up someone as a zombie, and it turned out really neat.
you know,
Cool.
I got to say once again, I think it's impossible for me to do these shows without someone either talking about Julie Powers or Shy Sharp.
I
I
just
think
was
everyone
with Shy
knows
today.
them, and they always come up. And it's the different shows too. It's not just entertainment people. Yeah.
You do know that speaking of movies, that Julie and Shy were on The Good Catholic that's getting ready to come out, and so I'm
I
excited.
did see
I'm
that.
excited for my friends to be in a big movie.
That's cool.
Is that the one with Danny Glover? And,
It is with Danny Glover and
and the other guy who's been in everything in the world, from Scrubs to
Yes.
Platoon to, my God, everything. I can't think of his name right now, but that's quite all right. Heather Woods from Into the Woods by Heather. Tell us where we can get some body butter.
You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can also find me at jlmediatoday.com.
That's right. Mr. Dan Stevens is there as well.
Yes, sir. I got the cool look going that you had to use that picture of.
No,
but-
you said, can I use this? And I'm like, yeah. It's either that or your mugshot, one of the two. And I
Yeah,
figured to
go with the glasses then. Yep, check me out at JL Media today.
Mitch Ross.
Doctor. GoodRichQualityTheaters.com.
My brother.
We are the Hamilton 16 IMAX and GDX.
Moving out with JL Media. Just chock full of technical difficulties tonight. Live and then not live, and the equipment literally falling apart on me over here. DeAndre, my noble intern, has been running around crazy trying to help me, and I think his hair is turning gray over here. So we're going to get out of here tonight, and we will be back for the Hitman's Bodyguard. What do you think, Mitch?
I think Hitman's Bodyguard is going to be a riot. I can't wait.
Check us
It's going
out.
to be a lot of fun.
Check us out next month. We'll be back on Thursdays, Heather.
Not Tuesday, Thursday.
Until then, we are out.